Bianca, you are special. Of course, you are special because you get 3 universities and mostly they are give you also scholarship. Nah, boleh nggak kamu ceritain ke aku itu 3 universitinya apa aja? I heard that your SAT is quite high.
I got a score of 1,530.
What actually what they give to you as a student in supporting the students to get university they want?
I think the biggest thing where they supported me in is obviously the A-level curriculum, teaching me Cambridge, the Cambridge curriculum. I don't think I would have gotten the same opportunities if I hadn't gone to this school and studied what I did here. I think they gave us more challenging, they gave us a new perspective.
Hai Bianca, apa kabar?
Baik, gitu kan.
Udah berarti saat ini udah nggak ada kegiatan di SMA ya?
Iya, udah lulus kemarin.
Udah
Jadi
lulus.
udah free lah.
Oke, balik ke sekolah cuman ngurusin legalisir ya?
Iya, ijazah, ngambil ijazah ya, legalisir, cap
Oke.
gitu-itulah.
Ya, standar anak-anak yang mau kuliah ya.
Iya.
Oke, Bianca, you are special, of course you are special because you got 3 universities, yeah, you get offer from the 3 universities and mostly they are give you also scholarship. Nah, boleh nggak kamu ceritain ke aku itu 3 universitinya apa aja dan setahu aku nih bocoran-bocoran sedikit ya, tiga-tiganya dapat lumayan tinggi ya, lumayan tinggi dan tinggi-tinggi semua. Oke, now aku nggak mau cerita, sekarang Bianca yang cerita. Let me know, let us know, oke.
Jadi untuk aku sendiri, aku kan daftarnya Jepang sama Singapura doang kan. Jadi ya 3 univnya dari negara-negara tersebut. 2-nya dari Jepang, Kyoto University of Advanced Science dan Tohoku University. Nah, dua-duanya aku, tiga-tiga univ ini aku milihnya jurusan engineering. Itu beragam lah, ada mechanical, electrical, aerospace. Untuk akhirnya aku pilih my third university is Singapore University of Technology and Design, which is in Singapore. For KUAS, I got the Super Quest E scholarship, which covers the whole tuition and living costs as well. For Tohoku, I got cover of tuition fee for the President Fellowship Scholarship. And for SUTD, I got the ASEAN Scholarship, which covers the tuition fee and living costs as well. At the end of the day, I think I picked SUTD because of the opportunities I would get. I think living in Singapore has been a bigger dream of mine for a long time, and I think the university in itself suits me more as it's more project based, and I like their learning style. I like the way the professors teach, and I like their whole brand, which is why I ended up going to SUTD.
Oh, oke. SUTD, Tohoku, KUAS ya, Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Tiga-tiganya university yang sangat bagus, right? Dan kamu tiga-tiganya juga dapat scholarship yang tinggi-tinggi semua, mostly. Dan jurusannya lumayan cukup seru untuk beautiful pretty girls like you, oke? Engineering, mechanical engineering atau electrical engineering, and satu lagi apa? Aviation.
Aerospace.
Aerospace, oke, aerospace. Why? Why engineering? Kenapa kamu tertarik dengan engineering?
I think my interest in engineering started from probably high school. In junior high, I wasn't very interested in physics or the sciences. I was more into math. But once I went into senior high, I think I delved deeper into the subjects, and I do prefer physics over biology and chemistry. And I think I find it easier, more interesting. And my two main subjects at school became physics and math. I think using those two subjects, I tried to find any majors that suited it and suited me, and I ended up with engineering. I think I like the idea of creation, like the idea of innovating. So I picked a few that seemed interesting to me at the time. Aerospace was kind of a stretch, but I would be okay going into that subject as well. But I ended up going into engineering product development in SUTD itself. I think engineering was the right choice and has always been quite a one-way thing for me. I wasn't really into any other majors and didn't really consider any other majors.
Okay, from those of three universities, only SUTD asked for the exams. Did
A
you
level.
did you did you did you get it?
Oh, the exam? No, I didn't do the exam.
Oh,
I just did an
okay.
interview.
Ya, setahu aku SUTD itu biasanya ada exams ya,
Yeah.
fisika sama matematika. Tapi kamu pass dia kamu nggak ikutin exam
Yeah.
tersebut karena memang university nggak minta kamu ikut the exams
Mm.
tersebut ya, which is good. Tapi, intinya ini kamu kan prepare untuk engineering karena memang di situ, untuk SUTD mostly, they are really ask the student to have a good score or good
Mm.
mark in, mathematics and physics, right?
Yeah.
Oke. Let me know, in the beginning, kenapa kamu pilihnya Jepang in the beginning?
Hmm.
Tohoku dan KUAS gitu, why?
I think the two countries I chose was quite in line with the major of engineering, since these two countries are two of the leading countries in technology.
Mhm,
Japan is so advanced in its technology these days, and they open so many more opportunities to us. Maybe using AI, using new technology, sustainable technology. I think that the main reason I chose Japan as one of my options was that I would be I would be open to more opportunities there compared to other countries. Compared to
mhm,
maybe like Indonesia, I would
mhm.
be able to do more in my major if I ended up in two of these countries.
Oke, apa yang susah dari pendaftaran university tersebut dari 3? What is most the difficulties you found, in applying 3 of thems?
Hmm.
3 of
I think the application process for most universities are more or less the same. We just have to put in our scores, our data, and probably the one thing that differs most universities is their essays.
mhm,
Sometimes they ask for full essays, sometimes they ask for questions. For KUAS, I did a whole essay and Tohoku as well, I believe. For SUTD, instead, I was given around 10 questions and I had to answer each of them with certain passages. I think that allowed me to express myself better than an essay because in an essay I had to limit myself to the few words they've given me to cover
mhm,
every topic they wanted to know about me.
mhm.
I think writing those essays and those passages were the hardest part because using that the universities want to know more about you as a character instead of just your scores, your portfolio. They want to know who you are, what you aspire to be, and your intentions of joining their university. I believe that's a big factor in why universities accept or give scholarships, since when they see a student has good intentions and big aspirations, they are more likely to want them on their side or want the student in their university.
Oke, this is interesting, ini menarik. Karena kebanyakan anak-anak yang lain itu ngerasa bahwa menulis essay atau menulis personal statement mereka itu sesuatu hal yang, sulit. Tapi di sudut pandang kamu, your point of view, this is chance atau possibility for university to get know you better than
Hmm.
others with the essay. Kira-kira menurut kamu apa yang membuat, kamu semangat untuk bisa, menuliskan hal tersebut?
Before I write every essay, biasanya aku cari inspirasi kayak
Mhm,
obviously it doesn't take us only like an hour to do an essay. Usually I try to start with something, I try to brainstorm and really they usually give us questions, really ponder on the questions.
mhm.
And if they ask me what they usually ask me like what I want to do, what I want to be, and it truly has made me think about my future. I think from that grasp, I was able to dream bigger and try to express myself better to them as well. I think that by doing these essays, I was able to know myself better and let them know me better as well.
Antara Jepang dengan Singapura, mana yang lebih susah dalam pembuatan, ininya, application dan essay-nya juga?
I think essay wise, Singapore, because they gave me more complicated questions. Like I said, SUTD gave me about like 10 to 11 questions, and each one I had to
Banyak
make
banget
like
ya SUTD ya, kasih
yeah,
ya?
I had
10
to
or
make
11 ya?
I had to make passages for each one. So it took me quite a few days to
Mhm,
complete all that.
oke.
I think since I had in mind that Singapore was an English speaking country and they would uh analyze my writing, my English more than Japan maybe. I focused more on it and I poured myself more into it than I did in Japan since applied for SUTD one of the latest. I applied this year in February.
Oke. SUTD kasih kamu offer dengan ASEAN Scholarship Full. Boleh tahu nggak benefitnya apa aja nih ASEAN? Apakah ada perbedaan antara another ASEAN Scholarship in Singapore?
From their offer letter, they said they're gonna cover my whole tuition fee
Mhm,
until for 4
mhm,
years,
mhm,
and they're gonna give me a sum of money to for my dorms or
mhm,
my living costs, and also like for me to eat and my general living costs. They're gonna cover it with a sum they've given me each
mhm,
year, and
mhm.
for the first year, I'm gonna get almost $2,000 to buy a new laptop.
Oh, that's interesting ya. Bagus. Jadi, hampir mirip-mirip juga ya dengan Garuda. Garuda itu juga kasih laptop juga, tapi ya oke. Eee, kira-kira, kalau 11 pertanyaan atau 10 pertanyaan ini berarti kamu juga menjawab pertanyaan yang mereka ajukan terkait dengan spesifik like, research or any project you have?
Yeah.
Oke, which one you choose in the SUTD?
For SUTD, I put my research on bioplastic
Oke.
because SUTD itself, they have a focus right now these years. They have a focus on sustainability.
Mhm.
So I aim to push more of that type of project to them, so they know that my goal is more or less the same as theirs.
Okay, how do you know Singapore is more focused on sustainability?
I I researched
Mhm,
the university itself, and they have a lot of projects like greenhouses, and they're using a lot of their they have an architecture and an engineering major, right? They're working together to make like greenhouses or make sustainable technology to better Singapore. And Singapore itself, I've been there a few times.
mhm.
The country is very clean and the air is so much better than here.
Singapore,
Yeah.
okay.
It's so much cleaner, so much tidier, and I think part of that is because even the young people there, like the universities, teach the young people to care about their environment and to care
Mhm,
about
mhm.
the world around them.
Okay. What about Japan? Have you been there?
No, I haven't been to Japan.
Okay, because okay, we talk about the university, but Japan actually have a very good view, very beautiful view with the
Hmm.
four seasons compared
Yeah.
to actually compared to Singapore, that's quite different, yeah, with almost similar with Indonesia. But Japan, they also concerned about anything about living, green living, and also
Hmm.
sustainability. But tell me more in the beginning why you choose Tohoku and Kuas and you want to set up your engineering things in their country. What the specific things from Japan?
In the beginning, I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to go to the city of Kyoto. I really wanted to live there because I heard it's a very beautiful city and it's very comfortable to live in. I've heard from like a few of my upperclassmen. They've lived there and they really recommend it to me. So my main goal for Japan was Kyoto. And for Tohoku University itself has such a strong research department, and it's known to put out a lot of research that the government uses, even the government of Japan uses, and it brings a strong impact for the research department. So I wanted to enroll so that I could make use of that fact as well.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Now go to your high school things. Okay, your high school Wardaya actually. What actually Wardaya give to you as a student in supporting the students to get university they want?
Hmm. I think the biggest thing where they has supported me in is obviously the A level curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
teaching me Cambridge, the
Mm-hmm.
Cambridge curriculum. I don't think I would have gotten the same opportunities if I hadn't gone to this school. And studied what I did here. I think they gave us more challenging, they gave us a new perspective, and I'm really grateful for my teachers here. They were
Mhm.
so inspiring, and I think this is the only school I've gone to that all the teachers really do want to teach and are aspiring people that they really want to learn with us instead of teaching us. They really want us to understand what they teach, and they really want us to be interested in our lessons. They don't want us to just memorize. They really want us to actually make something out of our studies. I think they were a big support system for most of us. I think I can say for my whole batch, a lot of us
Mhm.
are so grateful to the teachers, and I will remember them for a long time.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Actually, you get A star also, several A star in your A level. Uh, what do you, how do you think this A level is really connected? No, not only connected, but really affected to your admission acceptance.
Hmm. I mainly used my A levels for
Mm-hmm.
the three universities I got into
Mm-hmm.
because Tohoku and
All of
SUT.
them you're using A level
Yeah,
for the admission, yeah. Okay.
yes. For Tohoku itself, they asked me to use A levels or IB, and I had that. For KUAS, I put in my A level scores. I did take SAT as well, but all three of these I use mainly my A levels.
Oh, I heard that your SAT is quite high.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I got a score of 1,530. Um,
530.
yes.
Okay. 1530.
Yeah.
Okay, so far you are the biggest in, I mean the highest score of SAT in our school at this moment, right?
Yeah.
Atau ada yang lebih?
Not that I've heard of.
No, okay. So
I think me
1530.
and one
Yeah.
other person has the same score.
Okay. So focusing on you. Oke, this is 1530 ini kalau nggak salah minimumnya untuk kalau kamu dapat pengen ke Harvard ya. Harvard, MIT, Stanford actually standarnya naik ya. Bukan
Hmm.
1.500 lagi jadi 1.530.
Oh, really?
Iya,
Oof.
but actually kalau kamu mau sih ya kemarin-kemarin ya, mungkin kalau pengen ngelebarin ke Ivy League it's also good, you can
Hmm.
try. Tapi at least, that I heard itu bukan cuman 1.500, kan 1.500 itu udah di bawahnya yang 3 tadi, Harvard, MIT, sama
Hmm.
Stanford. 1.530, tapi mostly yang masuk sana minimum itu di atasnya, banyak.
Hmm.
Ya but lumayan, itu lumayan skor yang cukup tinggi gitu 1.530. Oke, oke, baik, aku agak sedikit curious dengan Tohoku sebenarnya, karena Tohoku ini biar dia, private university, tapi dia bisa kasih sampai apa, max yang paling tinggi ya. Setahuku max paling tinggi itu di-cover tuition fee-nya semua, sama dikasih living cost, yang living cost-nya ini, duitnya juga gede gitu,
Hmm.
right? Ada you bisa kasih bisa bisa simpen buat saving,
Hmm.
ya something like that. Nah, apakah mereka ada ujian, ada tes masuk, ada interview atau bagaimana? Let me know about this.
Oh, so yes, they do have
Mhm,
an interview and also a written test.
mhm.
I had to do my test in physics and math because I was in the mechanical and aerospace engineering. It all happened in one day.
Oh,
The
okay.
three tests happened in one day. The interview happened in the morning, and the written test was in the afternoon. So I think it was kind of nerve wracking for me because I had to do everything all at once in one
Okay,
day.
in one day, yes.
I think the physics and math was kind of hard.
Harder than A level?
I think with my A levels, I could do it pretty well, but without, I don't think I would be able to. With the national curriculum, I don't think I would
Oh,
have been able to
okay,
do it without that knowledge with me.
okay. Give a clue, a little clue for the people who apa student other student who wants to join with the Tohoku. Kayak apa ujiannya?
Jadi, ujiannya tuh online kan.
Hmm,
Kita disuruh pokoknya mungkin dikasih equation-equation gitu kalau buat math.
mhm.
Cuman itu jadi satu question ada anak-anaknya banyak banget gitu.
Oke.
Dan
Dia
kita
soal cerita gitu ya? Bukan ABC, bukan pilihan ganda gitu?
bukan soal cerita, cuman kayak satu satu hal ditanyain banyak banget.
Oke, oke, oke.
Kayak bisa ininya itu kayak misal geometry, dia bisa nanyain sampai segala segala, kalau gini 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 gimana, kalau gini 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 gimana gitu.
Oh, oke.
Jadi itu walaupun kayak 6 question, itu lama banget kerjainnya. And they give you only about an hour to do it.
Oh, cuman 1 jam aja ngerjain each?
Iya.
Atau dua-duanya untuk fisika
Okay.
sama matematika?
Oh, 2 hours each, 2 hours each.
Oh 2 hours,
Cuman
oke.
ada kayak sections gitu.
Mhm mhm. Kalau kuas sendiri kasih, ada exams-nya juga nggak? Written test?
Uh, it wasn't a written test, but in my interview, they did ask me a few questions.
Related to the academic things?
Iya, math and physics question. Jadi,
Ah
mereka kasih aku pertanyaannya, aku disuruh kerjain terus like di depan mereka dikerjain terus langsung kasih jawabannya gitu.
Ini online?
Iya.
Oh, oke. Kalau interview sendiri mostly they are, asking about, what?
They're asking about yeah, obviously why I wanna join the university,
Oke
why
oke.
I picked the major. Biasa itu yang paling common lah. University major and what I've done in the past. And probably a big thing for most of them was like organizations or leadership activities I've done. They usually ask that like in a stressful situation, what have I done gitu-gitu.
Oke, mostly what you have done. I can see, aku bisa lihat bahwa also this is related to the professor who told me this, that actually dia lebih interest to student yang sudah pernah melakukan apa aja gitu.
Hmm.
Jadi bukan yang kamu akan melakukan apa, tapi lebih kepada interest kepada anak-anak atau student yang kamu sudah melakukan apa aja.
Udah have
Nah,
experience.
ya, this experience, mungkin you have already the project ya, atau research yang sudah kamu lakukan lebih kepada ke situ, something more, real atau sudah dilakukan.
Hmm.
Oke, mmm, kira-kira apa yang kamu terasa sulit dalam waktu interview sama university termasuk untuk SUTD-nya juga?
Hmm.
Question kayak apa atau apa yang, terlihat sulit buat kamu?
I think kalau for Japan, funnily enough, my main concern was the language because they have very heavy accents.
Oh,
So I couldn't understand them
oke,
as well as
iya,
Singaporeans. Like when they asked me questions, I wasn't sure if they could understand me or I wasn't sure I could understand them. So I had to repeat a few times. But I think they understood that we have different accents, so they were okay with it. But other than that, I think most of my interviews were pretty laid back. I don't think I was very
they don't give any pressure for the interview?
out of the three, the interview I felt the most pressured was probably Tohoku
Mhm.
because I think they were more serious compared to the others. Not serious, I mean in the way that they did not express themselves as much as the others. Like the others, we had like a conversation, but for Toku itself, I think we were scarce for time because they had a very strict schedule.
Mhm.
So I think they wanted to get it done as quickly as possible.
Oke.
I think speaking comes quite naturally to me, so I didn't think the interview was a big problem.
Oke. That's really clear. Great. Sorry, that's really great. Mmm, aku juga pengen tanya, dalam belajar, kita ngupas lagi nih ya, in your high school things. Dalam belajar, apa sih yang membuat kamu ngerasa, senang belajar gitu atau senang untuk, I don't know, you have big score, ya, nilai yang lumayan cukup tinggi. Apa yang membuat kamu senang belajar? Apakah kamu senang atau kamu merasa terbebani belajar? Oke, let me know.
um, to be honest, I'm not a person who likes studying that much.
Oh, oke oke.
I think I study more only when there's a test. But I think the one thing that keeps me going is like I know my goal and I know what I want to be and
Ah
where I want to go. So I study to achieve that goal. I don't study. Some people study because they like it. I'm not.
oke.
I'm not that kind of person.
Ini kayaknya semua anak-anak pintar ngomongnya gini nih, "Aku nggak suka belajar," gitu. Tapi nggak suka belajar, ketika dia belajar sedikit nilainya tinggi gitu kan. Mostly kayak gitu, ini lumayan. Anak-anak pintar kayak gitu. Tapi coba, apa sih yang membuat kamu, strateginya itu seperti apa nih belajar nih? Kalau you say that you don't really like study, oke.
Mm,
But apa yang membuat kamu bisa, achieve achieve lumayan tinggi kan, SAT-nya tinggi, I-level-nya juga bagus gitu kan, nilai
mm.
I bet you have a good score also in, Indonesian, ijazah. Ini gimana?
Um, I study a lot of things kind of last minute.
Oh,
I
oke.
don't think that's a good thing to do. I don't recommend that, but It works for me. I mean, I studied my SAT for a week
Oke.
karena, sebelumnya tuh aku baru selesai 31 Oktober aku selesai A-level.
Heeh,
Tanggal 3-nya aku TKA, 34 TKA, terus tanggal 8 SAT.
heeh.
Jadi bener-bener aku nggak ada waktu buat belajar gitu. Aku cuma belajar, aku TKA nggak belajar, aku belajar SAT pas orang lagi TKA.
Oh, oke oke oke.
Jadi, I think I think for SAT, 'cause it's math and English, I was fairly confident.
Ah.
So I don't think that's a good strategy for any other subject. For A levels, I think latihan soal yang banyak sih. Kalau A level, once you get the pattern, once you get the grasp of it, it becomes easier, relatively easier than it would be without. For math and physics, I I believe I got the full grasp of the questions and the whole subject, so I could do it pretty well. Other than that, mungkin aku lebih ke cari pattern dan coba ingat-ingat aja kayak find ways to incorporate what you have done
Mhm.
into the test. Kayak jangan panik, ya udah kalau nggak bisa ya udah kerjain yang lain aja. I think for A
Oke.
levels kayak kamu nggak boleh panik. Kalau panik tuh nggak bakal dapet apa-apa gitu.
Apa sih yang membuat student panik untuk A-level testnya dia? Mungkin kamu ngerasa jangan panik ya, setelah ngelihat soal dan sebagainya. But you also see your friends ya. Kamu coba lihat teman kamu sehingga kamu bilang teman-teman kamu mungkin pada panik semua atau bagaimana?
Aku sendiri sempat panik kalau buat
Ah.
lesson-lesson yang aku mungkin agak kesusahan. Aku panik. Cuman kayak after some time,
Ah.
I realized it doesn't do me any good. Jadi ya udah kalau misalnya kurang yakin, just go on with it, do something else. I mean, udah kalau apalagi kalau udah di ruangan tesnya tuh bisa apa gitu loh, just
Mhm
kerjain aja.
mhm. Tapi pada saat kamu lagi ngerjain past paper yang mungkin susah atau apa soal-soal ada SAT yang susah itu, strategi kamu apa? Belum belum ujian beneran ya,
Mhm,
tapi you still have time for latihan-latihan, terus ada
mhm.
beberapa mungkin materi yang kamu, "Wah ini nggak bisa nih," gitu. What did you do?
Biasanya kalau yang nggak bisa aku catat terus, biasa cari penjelasan Google, YouTube, aku cari orang yang jelasin sampai aku bener-bener ngerti, terus ulangin di situ. Kalau Hamin hamin berapa hari tuh aku ngerjain hal-hal yang aku nggak bisa aja, kalau yang aku udah terbiasa tuh
Mmm,
udah skip aja. Kalau aku yang udah aku pasti bisa, ya udah skip-skip aja.
I
Kerjain yang
see.
biasanya nggak bisa aja.
Oh, berarti itu salah satu strategi ya
Mhm,
teman-teman ya, ngerjain fokus ke yang bisa jadi nggak buang-buang tuh. Karena gini, ada
mhm,
student yang Eee, dia tahu mana yang bisa, tapi mana yang nggak bisa, tapi dia terperangkap dengan ngerjain yang bisa karena itu membuat dia satisfied
iya
gitu, tapi
iya, paham paham.
anak-anak yang cukup berstrategi dia melihat bahwa nih justru konsentrasi ke yang nggak bisa,
Iya,
biar bisa ngelakuin. Oke, that's really good strategy actually. Nah, aku pengen tanya SAT kamu ada yang 800 nggak? Each?
800.
Matematika, fisika ada yang 800 nilainya atau
Aku
di atas 750?
aku 780 sama 750 kayaknya.
Oh. Oke, tapi itu lumayan tinggi sih. Ya, tapi dua-duanya oke. Dua-duanya oke karena sama-sama di atas 750, at
Mhm.
least 750-an. Oke, that's really great. Mmm, apa kira-kira yang membuat kamu merasa, do you think you are success at this moment?
I'm pretty satisfied with myself.
Oke oke.
Yeah, I think I've learned to just be satisfied with what I've done. This is what I've achieved with what I've done, so I'm proud of it.
Oke. Apakah ada pikiran kamu bahwa tadi kamu bilang ya, kamu tipikal yang belajarnya last minute? Oke, tapi aku ngerasa enggak ya, karena mungkin kamu ngulang-ngulang terus tanpa kamu
Mhm.
sadari. Is it true?
Kalau A-level iya, A-level aku biasa sebulan atau 2 bulan sebelumnya aku setiap hari kerjain past paper sekitar 2 minimal 2 lah sehari lah.
Oke.
Biar bener-bener kan itu ada 4 subjek yang aku
Heeh
ambil,
heeh.
jadi
Heeh.
setiap hari alternating aja biar nggak mumet lah. Just keep alternating papers sampai aku bener-bener ngerti gitu.
Jadi yang SKS tuh yang mana?
SAT kayaknya, SAT.
SAT, oke, SAT. Tapi sebenarnya ada kemiripan nggak sih antara A-level dengan, pertanyaan-pertanyaan soal-soal SAT-nya,
Oh,
untuk math?
nah, nggak sih menurut aku kalau bisa kerjain A-level, kalau A-level-nya bagus, SAT-nya pasti bisa, kalau yang
Oh,
math.
berarti ada berkesinambungan ya, kalau misalnya
Iya
bisa A-level possibly SAT-nya juga
iya.
ter-cover gitu ya?
Tapi kalau English-nya yang biasa orang struggle.
Oh. Kamu oke, let let us know also about English-nya SAT karena memang sekarang student mostly Jepang, karena Jepang butuh,
Hmm,
SAT.
iya.
Kecuali Tohoku ya, Tohoku
Toku
itu
nggak A-level doang.
dia A-level doang,
Dia
tapi
nggak terima
actually
SAT.
Tohoku itu mereka nggak terima SAT,
Mhm,
mereka terimanya, level atau ACT karena mereka butuh kayak science-nya ya.
mhm.
Oke. Karena kamu udah pakai A-level jadi ACT-nya enggak, tapi okelah untuk
Iya,
SAT-nya
masih
ya,
aman.
masih bisa. Eee, Kira-kira pada saat belajar SAT tersebut itu oke, seminggu sebelumnya, tapi soal-soalnya bahasa Inggris ini, apa yang menurut kamu sulit? Oh, dan compare dengan IELTS, karena sama-sama bahasa Inggris
Mmm,
sebenarnya, walaupun satu
iya.
standardized test, tapi apa yang membedakan antara IELTS dan SAT?
IELTS tuh lebih ke praktek. IELTS prakteknya jauh lebih banyak daripada SAT. SAT I think lebih ke apa ya, literature.
Oke.
Kayak kita kan semuanya cuman reading, terus dikasih question reading, kasih question atau enggak mungkin vocab gitu, grammar
Mhm,
gitu-gitu kan.
mhm,
Tapi kalau misalnya SAT sendiri, I think lebih susah IELTS karena IELTS tuh ada segi prakteknya juga,
ada
ada
speaking-nya,
iya writing,
writing-nya,
speaking, itu yang bikin orang kayak lebih terbebani kalau IELTS karena ada lebih banyak faktor dan dibanding SAT yang cuman analisa dan teori, IELTS tuh lebih harus bisa prakteknya.
mhm, oke. Di sekolah kamu sendiri, di high school kamu sendiri itu, belajar mengenai IELTS dan SAT juga kah?
IELTS iya, aku akan sempet ada kelas IELTS pas kelas 11.
Mhm,
Aku ikut sih, but I took the IELTS like 5 months after the class, kayak
mmm,
karena aku ngambil batch yang pas libur, aku sengaja pas libur biar udah senggang lah, udah nggak AS. Kan mereka ngambil sebelum AS, tapi
oke,
aku ngambil after others udah ngambil gitu.
oke.
Kalau SAT aku nggak ada sih. I think this year ada, cuman pas aku ambil belum ada.
Oke, baik. We talk now about your activities. Di sekolah ada activities ya, di luar akademik itu ada activities. Tapi, menurut kamu untuk university, activities ini penting nggak sih untuk kamu dapetin sekolah bagus dan scholarship-nya?
I think yes sih, untuk apalagi especially organizations
Mhm,
or, maybe organizations such as like Leo Club, Lion Club yang lebih fokus to humanity itu
mhm,
lumayan
mhm,
penting. Organizations to like OSIS yang bisa manajemen gitu itu juga kayak mereka pandang sih. Soalnya mereka sering nanya aku, activity apa dan kayak experience apa yang pernah aku alami biar bisa come to this point. Kayak mereka kan baca aku sempat OSIS, sempat Leo Club, sekarang Lions Club juga. Aku, sempat jadi panitia berapa kali kalau ada event kayak yang
mhm, mhm,
International Education Expo juga.
mhm,
I think Wardea gives a lot of opportunities for us to step forward as organizations, kayak kita bisa organize dan kita bisa ikut campur dengan event instead of just standing back.
mhm,
Aku sempat OSIS 2 tahun juga dari kelas 10 sampai akhir 11.
mhm,
Itu ya menurut aku banyak experience yang nggak bisa didapetin kalau misalnya kita nggak ikut gitu. Kayak
oke.
we know the insights, we know how things happen. Kita nggak cuman, cuek aja gitu tentang semua hal yang terjadi. Kita bisa lihat juga masalah-masalah di balik acara yang udah terjadi, bisa lihat semua peran-peran yang ada di belakang layar gitu.
Okay. Do you like something like competition also, or maybe I don't know, winning uh gold medals
Mmm,
atau silver or bronze?
aku sendiri jarang ikut
Mhm,
kompetisi yang beneran
mhm,
akademik. Aku
mhm.
cuman sempet ikut mathematical sama, speech competition.
Oke.
Itu ada aku sempet menang sih, cuman aku jarang ikut kompetisi yang fokus akademik gitu.
Oh, oke. Ya, bisa loh ya teman-teman. Jadi kalau teman-teman nggak terlalu suka sama academic competition
Iya,
yang cukup berat ya,
iya,
apalagi OSN, olimpiade, cuman
mhm,
dikuatkan di, leadership things-nya dan
iya,
mungkin apa ya, hal-hal yang ada kaitannya dengan social activity dan sebagainya itu juga cukup ini ya, cukup apa
iya.
namanya, cukup, berpengaruh terhadap your admission ya?
I think
Oke.
personal personal preference aja. Kalau
Mhm,
emang lebih suka akademik, ya udah fokusin kompetisi, kalau
mhm.
lebih suka sosial aku sendiri emang lebih suka sosial, kayak aku nggak terlalu suka belajar gitu-gitu kan.
Oke.
Aku lebih mending organisasi sih.
Oke, your personal preference ya,
Mhm,
jadi fokus ke sana.
iya.
Oke, orang tua give you apa ya terhadap, keinginan kamu? Ada nggak sih oke, satu hal aku pengen tahu. Ini 3 university ya, semuanya
Mhm,
dapat gitu, in the same almost the same time ya.
yeah.
And then, apakah ada consider dari kamu atau dari orang tua, pernah nggak sih kamu, sedikit argue mungkin atau ada kayak, "Aku pengen ini Mah," gitu, atau mamanya bilang, "Aku enggak, kamu harus ini," atau bagaimana?
I think, puji Tuhan ya orang
Mhm,
tuaku kasih aku kebebasan mau
mhm,
kemana aja, mau
mhm.
pilih apa aja, mereka benar-benar kasih aku pilihan lah mau mau ngapain. I think salah satu syarat mereka cuman jangan keluar Asia sih, kayak
Oh, oke
mereka
oke.
takut kalau keluar Asia. Cuman aku sendiri emang nggak mau, aku nggak mau di Aussie, Amrik nggak mau. Jadi aku emang goalnya Asia doang,
Oke oke.
and they're okay with that. Walaupun mereka concern pas aku daftar Jepang,
Ah.
cuman akhirnya mereka angkat tangan juga kayak, "Ya udah kamu maunya apa, terserah kamu." They're very supportive people, mereka sangat baik sama aku dan juga ya they support me in whatever I do. Mereka nggak pernah sekalipun kayak bilang, "Kamu jangan gini, kamu jangan gitu." Kalau misalnya aku lagi tes juga, aku masih dibolehin keluar, pergi sama teman-teman. Aku nggak pernah yang kayak disuruh, "Kamu ya lagi tes ya, nggak boleh ya pergi-pergi." Nggak pernah kok.
Oh,
Masih ya
oke
they let me live as a high schooler lah.
oke. Oke, lebih spesifik lagi, I want to invite your mom here, and then we talk a little bit about, Bianca kecil sampai sekarang gede ini kayak apa sih gitu? Apa sih, yang Ibu, kasih nih buat Bianca nih dari kecil ya sampai sekarang ini dalam konteks dia, pencapaian yang luar biasa pada saat ini?
Sebenarnya normal lah seperti orang tua yang lain. Saya nggak ada spesial apa untuk Bianca. Cuman, memang banyak ada yang nanya, "Lu kasih makan apa sih?" Gitu kan. Sebenarnya
Oke,
sama normal
heeh,
sih nggak ada gimana.
heeh,
Cuman seperti, orang tua yang lain, saya support dia. Dalam dia setiap kali dia melakukan apapun, saya selalu support. Jadi saya nggak pernah yang, tanda kutip protes atau, "Kenapa kamu begini, kenapa begitu?" Karena menurut saya dia punya pilihan sendiri. Kalau
mhm,
misalnya memang dia bertanya, "Nih, aku begini atau begini," mungkin saya baru kasih pendapat. Menurut aku, mami bilang, kalau A akan responsibility-nya seperti itu misalnya, tapi kalau B seperti ini. Jadi dia akan berpikir sendiri dari yang kita jelaskan pilihan A dan pilihan B, dia bisa, menilai ya,
mhm mhm.
kira-kira apa sih yang cocok untuk masa depannya, apa sih yang dia ambil, gitu loh. Jadi nggak ada yang gimana sih, cuman dari kecil aku
Heeh,
selalu kasih dia tanggung jawab
oke oke,
dan
itu penting.
memang Bianca ini dari kecil mandiri
Mandiri
anaknya,
ya,
ya
oke.
bener-bener mandiri anaknya. Pada dasarnya saya awalnya nggak kasih sebenarnya jujur.
Nggak kasih sekolah di luar?
Enggak,
Oke,
enggak dari
kenapa
awal.
awalnya?
Ya seperti kayak kokonya awal saya nggak kasih, tapi setelah lihat kokonya ada banyak perubahan, saya pikir, Bianca ini, eee, secara orang tua ya pantas untuk bisa dan dia
Ah.
bisa mencapai itu dan dia pantas mendapatkan itu. Saya
Oke.
berpikir dengan, apa yang selama ini saya tahu dari kecil sampai besar dia mandiri,
Mhm
apapun dia
mhm,
tanggung jawab,
mhm.
yang dia lakukan tuh nggak pernah, tanda kutip "main-main" gitu ya.
Mmm,
Jadi saya pikir kalau misalnya di sana punya masa depan yang lebih baik,
mhm,
bisa kita capai, kenapa enggak?
oke. Jadi pada awalnya memang nggak sepakat ya kalau sekolah di luar negeri, termasuk sama kokonya. Kokonya Bianca ini juga di SMA Wardaya, Bu, ya?
Iya,
Oke, dan sekarang sekolah di
SUTD,
SUT di Singapura
Singapura.
juga. Jadi samaan nih, ketemu
Iya.
sama kokonya juga satu wilayah lah ya. Ibu jenguknya enak. Satu
Iya,
tempat udah
iya,
dapat dua anaknya.
iya.
Oke, jadi, sedikit kilas balik nih, Bu, antara, eee apa namanya, Ibu ke Bianca sama Ibu ke Brian gitu ya, kakaknya kokonya, Bianca itu, bagaimana? Ada perbedaan atau ada hal yang spesifik?
Sebenarnya nggak ada sih.
Mhm,
Saya memperlakukan anak-anak sesuai dengan, sifat mereka masing-masing. Jadi
mhm,
saya tahu Brian seperti apa, saya perlakukan ya seperti itu. Jadi
mhm,
kalau Bianca yang lebih mandiri, saya
mhm,
jujur apa adanya ya,
mhm
Bianca lebih
mhm,
mandiri ya, dia,
mhm,
jadi dia tanggung jawab dengan jadi saya juga memperlakukan Bianca seperti itu. Saya nggak pernah jujur, nggak pernah menuntut anak-anak untuk lebih atau, harus begini, harus begitu, karena menurut saya kalau saya tuntut pasti someday mereka akan malah, apa ya, eee seperti tidak suka dengan tuntutan orang tua. Jadi, saya lebih membebaskan anak-anak sih untuk memilih jalan mereka. Ya seperti tadi saya bilang, hanya, kalau dia bertanya, "Mami bagus A atau B?" Saya kasih,
pandangan,
pandangan,
mhm,
baik buruknya seperti apa, baik buruknya yang ini seperti apa. Jadi tetap mereka ambil ambil, keputusan sendiri.
Oke.
Mhm.
Seberapa dekat? Tapi dekatnya ini maknanya gini loh, eee, ada yang dekat memang tiap hari ketemu ketemu di rumah gitu ya, dekat, tapi sebenarnya komunikasi jarang. Ada
Mhm.
yang orang tuanya jauh-jauhan, tapi
Mhm.
sebenarnya dekat karena komunikasinya sering. Tapi
Mhm.
kasih tahu ke aku, kedekatan antara ibu dan, anaknya itu, dalam konteks, supporting to each other-nya, itu seperti apa?
Menurut aku sebenarnya kita dekat sih.
Dekat ya?
Iya, iya.
Heeh,
Aku SMA tinggal di asrama juga.
heeh heeh,
Cuman kayak mami sering teleponin juga. Terus
heeh.
aku kalau pulang, katanya aku bawel sih, aku nggak stop cerita gitu.
Oh, oke
Sampai
Nggak
oke.
stop
seminggu
cerita
lah.
apapun dia cerita.
Oke
Semua hal
oke.
kasih tahu.
Itu
Iya.
nggak semua loh student atau anak-anak itu mau
Mhm.
cerita apapun dengan ibunya.
Iya.
Tapi Bianca tipe yang cerita ya, Bu,
Iya,
ya?
baru
Heeh.
saya jemput di dalam mobil itu nggak berhenti sampai di rumah, sampai setiap hari, jadi setiap ini dia selalu cerita semua.
Aku punya 2 hari buat ceritain 5 hari.
Oh,
Iya,
punya 2 hari untuk ceritain 5
iya,
hari. Jadi
Iya.
itu harus
yes,
selesai gitu.
iya,
Oke oke.
begitulah Bianca.
Itu berarti kedekatannya sudah terbangun
Heeh,
dari zaman waktu masih kecil juga
iya,
begitu
heeh,
modelnya ya,
iya,
Bu,
iya.
ya? Oke. Untuk dalam belajarnya sendiri itu gimana, Bu? Apakah Ibu nge-push Bianca harus belajar atau, mungkin les yang ada anak tuh kayak ibunya cukup, "Ah, ini kurang nih,
Mmm.
Bianca ayo les harus ini nih," atau bagaimana?
Dari
Waktu masih
kecil
kecil? Mhm,
anak-anak saya nggak pernah, nge-push untuk ngeles.
mhm,
Mereka ngeles cuma sebenarnya hanya English
mhm,
sama Mandarin sih, cuman karena itu kan menurut saya basic ya.
mhm mhm.
Jadi nggak yang sampai harus les ini itu banyak sampai, mereka, habis waktu untuk belajar. Karena, prinsip saya sebenarnya menghabiskan waktu untuk belajar tidak menjamin dia untuk jadi pintar.
Oke.
Mungkin pendapat saya tidak sama, tapi ini pendapat saya gitu ya. Karena, di saat waktu itu untuk bebas mengeksplor dirinya,
Mhm.
kalau kita terus hanya les les dan les, kasihan sih sebenarnya,
Iya.
heeh.
Ibu ada nggak yang mau Ibu sampaikan kepada para ibu di luar sana yang mendengar podcast ini gitu? Apa sih, kira-kira yang harus any kind of advice untuk para ibu, untuk anak-anaknya?
Sedikit ini ya, sebenarnya balik lagi ke prinsip masing-masing.
Oke.
Jadi, kalau saya pribadi, saya nggak banyak menuntut ke anak untuk, "Kamu harus ranking 1, kamu harus juara 1, kamu harus begini, kamu harus begitu." Karena, eee, kebebasannya tuh seperti terkekang. Lebih
Oke.
baik dia mencari jalan itu sendiri, kita arahkan boleh, kita arahkan, kita kasih plus minusnya boleh.
Mhm.
Tapi kalau untuk tanda kutip me me nge menge-push ya
Nge-push
untuk
ya,
dia harus
memaksa dia,
belajar,
mhm.
harus begini, nanti masa depan kamu begini loh, nanti, aku takutnya dia malah, marah gitu ya
Marah,
ke kita,
oke
ke orang
oke
tua.
oke.
Lebih baik kasih aja kebebasan dia untuk memilih. Kalau dia bertanya, kita boleh kasih masukan-masukan.
Masukan, oke.